Whatever anyone says, I don't care. Money is crucial. And it's because of this that almost everyone on earth has financial objectives. Some people simply want enough money to not have to worry about paying their bills, while others want to become insanely wealthy. Unfortunately, acting as your financial obstacle increases the likelihood that no matter what your financial goals are, you will never achieve them. As a result, I want to reveal to you in this video the true cause of your lack of financial success. But before we get deeper, if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. So, without further ado, let's get started. Many people want to become wealthy, or at the very least, improve their financial situations, but they still stand in the way of them achieving their financial objectives. Spending excessively is a clear-cut way to achieve this. The idea of spending less than you had can be extremely difficult for many people, and as a result, can result in a lifetime of struggles with consumer debt and sleepless nights worrying about bills. I know it may sound remedial to some. Fortunately, this particular problem can be easily resolved with a little budgeting and self-control. Regardless of whether you're overspent because you didn't receive a proper financial education as a child or because your boss assigned you to a difficult project and you feel like you need some retail therapy. Self-improvement is another way we hold ourselves back financially. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you actively sought out financial advice from a mentor, read a book, or taking a course? I hate to say it, but the majority of people today destroy any chance they will ever have of financial success by being so preoccupied with keeping up with their current roster of Netflix shows. Sure, you can occasionally watch TV, but how can you expect your boss or businesses in general to pay you more if you aren't improving your skills that will make you inherently more valuable on the open market? Finally, maybe you're one of those people who save every penny and hold on to their money tighter than my girlfriend holds my hand at a haunted house. You ensure that saving money is preferable to doing nothing at all. Additionally, if you're saving, I applaud your efforts. However, if you want to gradually increase your wealth, saving is only half the battle. Most people are unaware that saving will enable you to watch your bank balance increase, so saving is insufficient. Instead, you must invest. I now sincerely hope that you are not a victim of any of these things for both your sake and mine. However, there is one more trap that so many people today are slipping into that will undoubtedly ensure that they never achieve financial success. What danger is that? If you're not familiar, you might be asking about succumbing to Parkinsons Law. According to Parkinsons Law, work expands to take up all of the time necessary to complete it. In a financial setting, we frequently observe that spending increases as income increases, a phenomenon known as lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation. Parkinson's Law probably seems more pertinent to today's discussion with a lot of definitions. I want to explore the reasons behind why both are costing you money. By doing this, you can prevent one of the most common financial mistakes people make today and open the door to realizing all of your most improbable financial goals. To restate, work expands to fill the time available for completion, according to the first definition of Parkinson's Law. Whether you're aware of it or not, there's a good chance you've already fallen victim to this phenomenon. For instance, do you recall a project you were given in school that, although you knew it would only take you 3 hours to complete, you let drag on and turn in 20 minutes after the deadline? Or perhaps you are given a task to complete at work that is due the following week and finds yourself rushing to finish it in time. This is an instance of Parkinson's Law. Don't get me wrong though. Therefore, turning to Parkinson's Law doesn't imply that you aren't accomplishing anything. Everything will be fine in the end, right? The problem is that when Parkinson's Law shows up, we frequently begin to accept particular timelines in our lives that cause us to hold ourselves back. And this is the crucial error that we must avoid. Let me give you 3 examples to help you understand what I mean. Retirement is the first situation in which Parkinson's Law is applicable. You probably reply something along the lines of, "You're supposed to work for 40 years, save and invest regularly, and then live off your nest egg in your old age." If I were to ask how you were raised to view retirement, is this the route that the majority of people will take to retire? Yes. Is that the only option available to you? Not. Because they are winning the money game earlier in life by changing their perspective on what it means to retire. More and more people are retiring in their 50s, 40s, and even 30s. You might be wondering how this relates to Parkinson's Law. So, if you only expect to retire at age 65, you'll allow your retirement savings period to reflect that. However, your plan and work ethic will suddenly change significantly if you change your intention to retire at 40. And this brings me to my following illustration. Our income potential is a different financial indicator that is frequently linked to our age. So many people believe that you should wait until you start making significant amounts of money. This is ironic considering that many of the most famous billionaires in the world today became millionaires in their late 20s or early 30s. We create the expectation in our minds that as young as adults, we can't or shouldn't be making a lot of money. This is Parkinson's Law at work once more. This is not the case though. We have imposed this forced timeline on ourselves, which is the only reason we allow the timeline to be so long. A timeline that is not necessary. For instance, I believe I would have to wait until I was well into my 30s to start earning six figures, and for many years it appeared as though I would be correct. Fortunately, I later understood that by expanding my online businesses and YouTube channel, I could control this timeline, and thanks to these tools, I was able to join the six-figure club much sooner than I had anticipated. What altered? I got rid of the restrictions that Parkinson's Law put on me. Speaking of businesses, who says you can't build a successful business in a short time? Because we frequently hear about the early stages of businesses like Amazon or Apple, I think the majority of people believe that it takes decades to build a profitable company. However, likely, you aren't about to embark on a quest to found a billion-dollar business. It's okay that way. Numerous one-person businesses and small businesses can provide you with a fantastic lifestyle and financial situation without taking years to get things off the ground. For instance, in the digital age we live in, people are starting online businesses like blogs, YouTube channels, and online stores and are making significant sums of money in a short time. Unfortunately, to succeed in any worthwhile endeavors, in addition to having the necessary skills and work ethic, you also need to give up the idea that success will take an absurdly long time. Yes, likely, you won't become successful overnight, but you shouldn't let that stop you from trying because the results might come sooner than you anticipate. Now, imagine that you stop adhering to the slow lane deadlines that you or someone else has imposed on yourself and that your income increases significantly. Yes, everything is fine. Not exactly. Recall how I explained Parkinson's Law to your finances. I said that as your income increases, so do your expenses. And we can observe this phenomenon, which we refer to as lifestyle inflation, everywhere. When I and my cohort, a few co-workers, received our first promotion a few years ago, it was one of my first encounters with lifestyle inflation. We all received a $10,000 raise at that time, and we all spent it in very different ways. I saw new suits, new cars, and new phones everywhere I went while hiding my money in the bank. While I don't have anything against rewarding yourself, in many cases the $10,000 had already left their accounts. You might be wondering how you can avoid lifestyle inflation's nefarious practices while also leading a fulfilling life. And rest assured that I have your back. I advise applying the 15% rule. The 15% rule suggests that you spend 15% of any after-tax income, raise, or bonus and save and invest the remaining 85%. For instance, you could spend up to $1,125 if you were in my position and receive a $10,000 raise, which is probably $7,500 after taxes. You can have your cake and eat it too in this way, and that sounds like a tasty proposition to me. Now, if you've been paying attention, you should realize that the bigger lesson here is that just because the majority of people do something doesn't mean that you have to follow suit. Like your mother used to ask you if you would jump off a bridge with Billy if he did. Your mother is correct. Whether you want to admit it or not, making the same mistakes as others, retiring at 65, waiting until you're 40 to start making money, or believing it takes decades to build a business will not lead you to financial success. However, what if you're already headed in this direction? How do you behave? A good query. Let's start with retirement then. You might be relying on your employer's pension plan to retire right now. But what if you could retire sooner by putting more of your extra money towards this end goal? You might be able to handle your 2 weeks notice a year earlier than anticipated if you do this. You must, however, earn more money to contribute more. How do you go about that? You develop new skills, add to your existing skill set, or create a system that benefits others more. Keep in mind that your payment is not determined by how long you work. Depending on how much value you deliver, you are compensated. Finally, keep in mind that persistence is a crucial component of success. But that does not imply that you should anticipate a lackluster outcome. Your path to wealth can be exponentially sped up by working hard and smart. Therefore, avoid setting deadlines that can be accelerated with the right plan in place. As a result, now that you are knowledgeable about Parkinson's Law and how it affects your financial success, you have two options. The first option is to let it keep slowing you down. Option 2 is to be aware of it and work around it to succeed financially more quickly. I opt for route number 2. And that's it for this video. Before you go, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you next time.